Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to the Great War mod on Napoleon Total War. We're playing as the United Kingdom, so let's get straight back into the campaign. Now guys, in the last episode we managed to recruit a full stack made up of George Townsend, the commander. We have the Australian Light Horse, of course, one unit of light howitzers, and then we have a fair amount of volunteer rifle battalions. So we've got, what, 4, 8... 12, 16. We're going to have our first battle of the war against the Germans. We're going to be hitting their army just outside Strasbourg. And because I only have one full stack, I'm actually going to sack Strasbourg. I did have the army garrisoning at Reims, defending if the Germans push. However, I might harass and try to sack and take territory. So we're going to be fighting the battle against the Germans here today. Still currently constructing a fleet. We're currently constructing the Queen Elizabeth class, which does cost a significant amount. However, I do want to focus on Navy more than military, to be honest, just yet. I have 4 ships on trade nodes. Now, obviously, one is only gathering trade, 820 per turn, simply because these guys are light cruisers. Now, because I've got the trade nodes, no other faction can take them, so I actually am constructing now cargo ships to ferry supplies from New York, Baltimore, and Norfolk. So in the war, World War I, the Great War, you're most welcome to go download this mod and play along with me, all in the description below. So we're currently allies with the French, the Russians, and the Belgium. Serbia has been taken out by Austro-Hungary, which is unfortunate. The Italians are allied with Austria-Hungary, so we're basically at war with Austria-Hungary, German, the Ottomans. The Italians have Austro-Hungary support. Do have trade rights with a lot of factions as well. So let's get stuck into our first battle against the war. Let's march out from the mines and attack the Germans at Strasbourg. Managed to take the city of Metz as well. So actually not favoured to win. They do have 3 units of light howitzers, 1 unit of conscript battalion, 1 unit of rifle battalion, and 2 combat engineers. Now, if I was to auto-resolve this, we would lose. We're heavily not favoured to win this, because I do know that howitzers and artillery, mobile artillery, are pretty overpowered in this campaign, and mod, to say the least. So, enemies rout a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to hit them and hit them hard, try and rush their artillery. We are actually fighting in Strasbourg, so it's not just an open field where they can have pot shots at me. I'm going to charge, hit them and hit them hard. I'm going to get my cavalry to go in as well. Now, why is this like this? Why was it like that? It shouldn't be. Regardless, let's go with enable and fasten bayonets, because I want to charge. My cavalry is going to get there earlier. So we'll send in the Australians. Send in the Australians. First to die. Right, we'll get our howitzers further up. We'll unlimber and enable them to fire at will. I'm going to fall my general further up. I don't want to get him to get taken out, but check out some of these units before we get stuck in. So here's the general unit. The reskin on this mod looks absolutely fantastic. Good old line infantry. World War I. The Australians on the flanks. The Australian Light Horse. Arguably some of the best cavalry units in Europe in this time period. Fantastic. Right, so let's get the Australians to go into melee mode. Let's start the battle and quickly pause. Get my artillery to rain fire and death upon that infantry unit there. We'll swing around with my general and try getting behind some cover. Probably just this little house here. Get the Australians to get ready to charge the artillery. On the right hand flank we'll do the exact same thing. Just try hit their artillery, their howitzers first. Because there's an infantry unit there, we might be able to get some shots off. But because most of my units will be running through the town square, they're going to have a reasonable amount of cover somewhat. I don't know why they're so favoured to win this. If we just rush over the field, we will lose a fair few casualties. I'm not going to lie, but shouldn't be a clear cut like resolve like this. But let's get our howitzers to fire. I do want more howitzers. 250 before the original shelling. Here comes the light horse. It's going to be interesting to see how many we get taken down. Come on, brave men of the United Kingdom, the Royal Army. Right, we're pushing up on this left flank quite well. Oh, I have a bad feeling about engaging this rifle unit. We'll be fine hitting the artillery, but I don't know how we're going to go here. Not too bad. 140. It looks like we're going to hit them while they're flat-footed. What a decent charge in for the Australians. The light horse will be feared across Europe. Oh, that's fantastic. Right, let's quickly check our right flank. Had a little bit of more so of a problem. Right, who the hell's for? Oh, the general unit's firing. The combat engineers. My reinforcements are coming. We have obliterated that unit. Let's swing around and hit their units there that are peppering us left, right, and centre. So we've buckled them. There's a German unit in here. Fasten bayonets, fasten them, and just charge in. Right, we'll get the Australians to come around and hit these combat engineers. And this light horse is doing quite well. There are only 35 in that unit. We're just going to have to get more. I don't know why the Australian light horse was so good. I think it might have, like for the man, the actual soldier would have had the same training as like a British officer at this time period, you think? The soldiers engaging, or maybe it had something to do with the environment, being there was only horses in Australia. They weren't naturally occurring, they were obviously introduced by the English. Right, what's sort of left? Oh, we've won. Right, we're going to continue to run down the stragglers. Try to kill as many of them as possible. Maybe it's because of the environmental factors. Let's slaughter these guys like pigs. Oh, we're already really close to attach bayonets anyway. Get my howitzers to halt and disable fire. Well, maybe it's to do with, I don't know, maybe Australian horses genetically wise. I'm just talking out my arse here, I don't actually know. Have more like heat resistance. So, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Right, well, let's end the battle there. A decisive victory. My cavalry did get mowed down a lot more than what I expected. But they did quite well. The tactic did work, chasing the artillery. Better if we sat back. So Georgetown's End. Townsend. It's not... Wait. Am I been saying his name wrong? Townsend, not Townsend. Townsend. I think it's Townsend. Walker. Deployed 1,116. We lost 332 men. A lot more so Australians. Leo Holshare deployed 746 and lost 483 on the field. We really do need more artillery, however we can't actually recruit more. So we're going to take Strasbourg here today. I would say that's a pretty decisive order as of armed veterans, and some of the artillery did manage to escape. So we will order resolve. Victory, 291 men lost. Now we have the option between occupying and looting. We just get under shy 20,000 from looting Strasbourg. That's insane. We're going to do that, and that will be able to give us a new fleet. Wow, we actually got a significant amount of money from sacking. We're going to leave Strasbourg instantly because there are other Germans nearby. We will put that money to repair. We'll have to go back into Allied lands. Couldn't care about Strasbourg. We only got one full stack. We'd probably need at least 3 to hold and just continue to push against the Germans. I'd much rather put that money into my economy back home. I wasn't intending to be this aggressive, but we had a full stack basically sitting at rooms not really doing anything, so we might go back and forth and start sacking some of the Germans' front line. Pester them instead of sitting back and doing nothing. So that's given us a hell of an amount of money. So what I want to do, I want to put that straight into my navy. We are going to dominate the seas and the English Channel. So maybe I should build a harbour in like Dublin or Scotland so we can pump out more fleets. But I kind of would like to put that straight into like a another Elizabeth class or something, because that would be insane. Maybe even a royal sovereign. Regardless, after that battle, let's do a save. So, 8 more turns we get another light cruiser. 13 more turns we get the Queen Elizabeth class. 4 turns we get a cargo ship. Then 3 and 5 we get 2 more cargo ships to help with trade. Objectives wise, we still need another 14 regions. Technologies wise, we're currently researching machine gun corps, getting machine guns and the machine gun bunker. Diplomatic relations, not really much else we can do. So, let's end the turn there. Let's see what the Germans do. If they try to attack me, I'm sure we've got some movement that we can flee back. I wouldn't be surprised if they take Strasbourg. We might even push up and take some other settlements on their border. Letter of demands. I really couldn't care if the settlement routes, to be fair. So let's push up into Allied Belgium territory. Oh, okay, that's not good. There is a German army. Just east of Reims. Can we demolish any of these buildings? Yeah, I will if I can. Demolish it as best I can. More money for me, of course. Is there another... Sorry, I just bumped my mic. Is there another German host or a French host there? We are slowly repairing our money. Our army, rather said. Just looking at my money. We can get another Queen Elizabeth class. 18 more turns. That's where that money's come from. Perfect. If we can sack some more regions. Mind you, Strasbourg was a pretty big settlement. Right. What else can we do? Government-wise, Winston Churchill, 69% popularity. I wonder if it rebels, we can maybe subjugate them at Strasbourg, because we couldn't liberate them. Just keeping an eye on Gibraltar. Haven't lost it just yet. So, let's end the turn and see what the Germans do. But a pretty nice battle to start things off. A nice little showcase of the Australian Light Horse and our units. A letter of demands, of course. Workers on strike. Fair enough. Where did that army go? Oh, so the French have pushed up on the border and have taken that settlement. Interesting. Where's that German army? That's what I'm sort of worried about. Well, looks like the French are actually pushing a pretty decent offensive. They have a full stack just outside Stuttgart. So we'll move my spine to Stuttgart and we might even be able to sack that as well. Right, we have 38,000 in the bank. Maybe I should start getting another general here. We will enlist the services of... We can go George. Alexander Abercrombie. Leonard Wood. I think Alexander might be a good candidate. However, Leonard Wood looks a hell of a lot younger. They're about the same. Alexander the Great. What are the bonuses we have here? Soldier from birth, wasp upon land battle, corporal in the Golden Braid, 1 command, superior general. I'm going to go with Leonard Wood. How old is he? 45 years of age. Okay. Looks a lot younger in his portrait. He looks like he's about 18. Alright, let's get 2 more units of the Australian Light Horse just to garrison at London. So we still have our holdings in the United Kingdom and Great Britain. Let's end the turn. And let's see what happens. I wonder if Strasbourg will rebel. I'm quite happy to subjugate it then. Right, rebellion. Yeah, well, I'm quite happy for them to actually take the settlement. I might fall back here because I actually don't think we'd be able to beat that. So let's fall back. Maybe we can go up near Frisia. So there's been a rebellion, of course. Alright. Alsatian rebels. I think that's how you say it. From Strasbourg. Alright, only a couple more turns until we've got more of a navy. Fine, we can send this cargo ship up to New York. We can get furs from New York. Perfect, let's send you up. And now we're getting 600 per turn, 800 from there. Nicely stuff. 2 more turns we get another cargo ship. 1 more turn until we get one from there. Perfect. How's the replenishment going? Slowly but surely coming back up. Nicely done. Oh, Austro-Hungary have pushed up an army to Stuttgart. Maybe they saw the Germans loot Strasbourg and a couple of territories. So they've taken it. Now, are these guys sort of emerged as a faction or anything? No. Yeah, so there's nothing I can do to, like, subjugate them. So Strasbourg is under rebel command. It's not a bad thing. Alright, let's push up here. We might even be able to take Frisia. So it looks like the war in the Western Front's not going too bad. Alright. Naval-wise, we have another cargo ship that can push up. We can finally get trade from Norfolk. And then soon we'll be able to get trade from Baltimore, I do believe it is. Yes, tobacco from Baltimore. Right, trade rights-wise. How much are we making? A little bit more money. The public order isn't too bad either. Alright, let's end the turn. It'll be interesting to see if the Germans or the Austro-Hungary try to take back Strasbourg. Until we can have a bigger military, we'll start occupying. Aeroplane detected. Alright. What's the garrison at Stuttgart? It's actually quite strong. A lot more than I thought. A couple of Austro-Hungary's men here and there. Alright, let's push up to the border. Let's actually see what they have at Frisia at Oldenburg. Okay, so that cargo ship is done. Send you up so we can get trade at Baltimore. So my fleet is sort of spread out a little bit here. Okay, let's get some more cargo ships now, shall we? We're also getting our bigger ships soon. We can start taking these other trade nodes. Sugar. Perfect. Right. Basically still putting more money into my navy because it just takes a while. Might even get another light frigate. Because we need to dominate the seas and protect our island, of course. We might push up and try to take Frisia. We don't know how. Huh. We don't know what the garrison is, but Spain have offered a military alliance. Obviously, I think they were... obviously, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Spain was neutral in World War One, but they're allies with the French, so it looks like the Spanish. They're at war with no one. They want a military alliance. I'm quite happy to accept that. So the Spanish are with us. The Italians have... an alliance with Austro-Hungary. So let's actually see what's happened here. So, oh, okay, so it looks like the Slavic resistance. Oh, they've taken the Balkans in Belgrade. What's happening on the Western Front? Any settlements changed hands? Oh, I think that might have been Russian. Oh, the Russians have taken Warsaw and Poland and East Prussia. They're pushing upon the Germans. The French are blockading their port at Kolberg. So it looks like the Germans are actually not having that much of a good time. Maybe we might be able to take Frisia. It's a French settlement. They've taken Frisia. Oh, wow. So the French have actually pushed quite significantly against the Germans. Maybe they're in a... just getting pushed from either side. Maybe they're in a worse position than I thought. I thought they would have had a stronger line. But the French have gone out and taken 2 settlements quite quickly. Maybe I'm being too overcautious with my ships. Let's start getting another army then. Let's get 2 more units of the Australian cavalry. I want to get some... No, I need artillery. I need to stop putting money into my infantry. I need better quality infantry. We can get a tank soon. If we save up for 7,400, what do we get? Mark 1, Mark 2 tank. We also get some better assault infantry. So we'll save up until next time. We'll build a bigger and better barracks at London. Maybe I should try and hold some of my territories in, like, Hanover and whatnot. What about in Darmstadt? There's a full stack there. I'd rather push down and up. Oh, okay, that's a bad idea. So the Germans have a pretty big army at Hanover and Darmstadt. The French are pushing up. Maybe I shouldn't have sacked Strasbourg. Okay, let's hold our army on the bridge. Let's put money into our military buildings. Get this military academy. Fleet-wise, still a couple more turns. Still getting our money out. Alright. Let's end the turn, see if the Germans attack me. I wouldn't be surprised with me if they attack me on the bridge here. I'm quite surprised how aggressive the French were, and they have. What I'm going to do is I'm going to retreat to Frisia with more lands. Okay, so we've been attacked by a smaller host here. Our first big battle of the war just outside Frisia, near Hanover. And we're going to play this battle in the next episode. Only 2 units of artillery, mostly line, so this will be our good line infantry. So what's his names? Ernst Heinrich Adolf von Fuel, I guess like Fuel, against obviously George and Tanzo Walker. So I'm going to end the video here and save. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my social media links, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We're going to play this battle at the start of the next episode. We're going to continue to raid and pillage upon the Western Front, still continuing to put money into our economy and our navy to protect the channel and our island. So we've got another battle to start the next episode off, the Battle of Hanover on the grassland. So I'm going to end it here. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.